Jim, what do you think about these cuts that Devon County Council is trying to announce on top of the 54 million they did last year?
Well, I think they're absolutely disgusting for a number of reasons. The first reason is that the cuts will always, harm the most disadvantaged in society, so that the cuts that are being made are often in sort of less well-known about areas, things like children and family services, or mentally sort of services for mentally ill people or disabled people. So that's the first reason why I think they're disgusting, because it always disadvantages the poorest, the most vulnerable in society. But secondly, I'm absolutely incensed about these cuts because I think they're completely unnecessary. Not only does Devon County Council have reserves of, reportedly reserves of up to £40 million, which they could use in the short term, but also they're going along with the mantra of cuts, the austerity hawks in Whitehall. And they're going along with that mantra, hook, line and sinker, and this is an ideological attack against ordinary working people, against families, against communities, and what they should be doing is representing these people, setting a needs budget, a budget which is based on jobs and services, rather than going along with these cuts. Now obviously the coalition wouldn't like a needs budget because they would be forced to pay them more money, but we've seen in the past where county councils have stood up to central government, for example in Liverpool and in Lambeth in the 1980s. The Thatcher government was forced to give them more money, and with that money they built they built schools, they built leisure facilities, they built homes, and that's what Devon County Council should be doing instead of attacking ordinary working people.
Thanks very much. So where is all this money going that we're having to cut out of the Devon County Council budget?
Well, the ironic thing actually is this year Devon County Council reportedly have actually increased their reserves. So they've made these massive cuts and they've actually increased their reserves. But the other thing is we're not denying that the country itself is in debt. There is a sovereign debt crisis in Britain. We're not denying that debt is in a sense being passed on in the form of poor budgets to Devon County Council. But really what's been happening in a global scale, as well as a national scale and a local scale, is the rich getting away scot-free, considering that they made a crisis, and the working class are being made to pay in services that are being cut, in wages that are being cut, in jobs that are being cut, whereas the bankers were bailed out to the tune of billions and they're allowed to get away with it.
Thanks very much.